fire. There, we'll get it on your video.
Fire. And then, do we have anything left?
No.
I mean, I could, you know, have a statue of somebody. Krishna, Vairocana, somebody. And so the Taoist priest would come before setting up the altar and would always clear the space. And so you probably don't really have to do it with anything. Maybe a little salt water, but I'm going to use a little bit of incense.
Wow, that really is a little bit of incense.
See, it's a little bit of incense. I get my money's worth around here. I'm going to clear the space. It doesn't mean more people can't come in. Because before we start to add up to 5, we're going to start with
0.
clear. And then the next thing past 0, and actually, this is a funny thing. In Waldorf school, in kindergarten, they start with symbols. They don't start with numbers. And so the number for 1 in kindergarten in Waldorf school is this. Denotes the whole. And then this is 2 because it denotes the 2 sides in the middle. So just another aside for people who aren't Waldorf parents. Anyway, but so where I'm going with the elements is looking at the energy, and the energy is the chi, and the chi is always 1, and the chi flows through the seasons, flows through us, flows through different states of matter, fire, liquid, gas. I guess fire would be matter transforming into gas, or solid transforming into gas. And we're going to start with where we are right now, in the winter, and the water element. And that first, before I start that, the name of this talk was Five Element Acupuncture, Heart-Based Medicine. And where I'm going with that is, in a sense, our own heart, our own cardiovascular system, and that's a very important part of the 5 elements and how it's all put together. But it's more about, sort of about the heart of the matter, not necessarily the organ, the heart, or even the official of the supreme controller, which is the name of the heart official in Chinese medicine. So, but first I'm going to step you through more of the essence of what the seasons are about. We're going to start with winter, the season of water. And right now, I mean, we're barely edging on spring. Things are starting to wake up. But we're still in a very much inward time. Water really has to do with the essence of water, has to do with the reserves and the endurance that we have to get through situations. It's really about our inheritance, and this is about life transforming through. Winter is past Metal has to do with the fall, the autumn, and that's really about death and dying. And water is one step past that, and it's really about rebirth, regeneration, going deep into the seed so that the seed can then sprout and grow into the spring. And the spring is obviously about birth. It's about energy moving upwards. The bamboo shoot coming up through the rocks, through the pavement even. Spring then moves into the maturity of summer. Summer is the element of fire. And summertime is really, it's about having fun. And that's why we're all here right now, so we can have a great time together learning about the elements. Yeehaw. You know, fire is really a time to share with your family and to relax. You know, the crops are in, you're hanging out, things are growing, there's apples on the trees that aren't fully ripe yet. It's a nice time just to be together. The heart is an official of the fire element. Good rope we're in here. The next element, and how we're going to fit 5 elements into 4 seasons, is earth. And earth has to do with the harvest season. And it's when summer is waning a little bit, but it's not quite fall. It's harvest time. The fruit's ripe on the trees. There's abundance in the fields. You know, there used to be harvest celebrations, and now we get fruits and vegetables from Panama, and we don't have to have everything stored by October 30th, or it's all going to rot in the field. We don't have to do that anymore, which is kind of a shame. It would be nice to have that kind of marking of the winter and of the harvest itself. Earth really has to do with the mother. It's where everything comes from. It's where nourishment comes from. The security of having enough to get you through the winter is really what Earth is about. It's about being held and secure. And then there's the fall. The fall has to do with death, has to do with balance. Leaves falling from the trees, and then nourishing the soil, bringing the quality that is needed into the soil so that the next year the bounty happens again. The metal has to do with downward energy. It has to do with the Father, and the Heavenly Father is, this is the ancient Chinese view, is about energy coming down and into us, and then the energy from the mother comes up, and here we are in between. And if you get acupuncture, you too can look like this guy, slick and shiny. See? What do you think? More needles. So hopefully I've just given you a little essence of what each of the seasons is about. You know, and it's more about a feeling than necessarily something in your head. Although we'll remember this in our hearts and in our heads.